you so much. All right. So here we are with no sound. Thank you, Kelly, for telling us there was no sound. We got sound. Woohoo. All right.
Start it again.
Dave, where are you from?
I'm from Iowa City, Iowa.
Hey. And what do you do in Iowa City, Iowa?
I work for a large financial services firm.
Okay. And what brought you to Rhythmia?
I've hit a point in my life where I had just been really unhappy and depressed. I found no joy in life anymore. The things that used to bring me joy no longer brought me joy, and I was desperate, looking for help.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Man, I know there's a lot of people out there that feel that, like, the things that used to bring us joy no longer bring us joy. I don't even know what I like anymore. I used to like these things, but I don't like them. They don't do the same things for me anymore. And it's a desperate feeling.
Very much so. Yeah. I mean, and I feel like I'm on the brink of losing a lot. My marriage, who I thought I was. Yeah. So it's been a really tough couple of years.
And this started, how long ago did this start?
Well, if I want to be honest with myself, probably 15 years ago. But I didn't pay attention. I ignored my feelings. I think I kind of became the person I think I thought I needed to be successful and provide for my family.
Yep.
Instead of who I actually was.
That's it. I mean, that is the thing that we do. That's what happens to everybody. Everybody. We end up unconsciously being the person that we think we need to be in order to survive. And survival means getting our needs met.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And it ends up being bankrupt.
Yeah.
It's a counterfeit currency.
Yeah.
You know, it works for a while and then it doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
So what had you decide to come to Rhythmia?
I started to search for programs that I thought could help. I've taken a lot of antidepressants. I don't feel like they've ever helped me. As a matter of fact, I feel like they just made me a drone. Like, I felt nothing.
Yeah.
I felt like I was just walking through life with not seeing, not feeling. And I withdrew from my family, my friends. I think I probably put on a good, a happy face at work, but inside I have not been happy.
And so you had been to therapy obviously to get antidepressants.
Yes, a little bit of therapy, and really, a psychiatrist that had tried a lot of different antidepressants and different doses on me.
Yeah.
And I didn't like them, and I got off them, and that was, of course, I went off in cold turkey, and that was very tough on my family when I did that, without telling them. And because I just didn't know what to do, and I found myself drinking too much and just trying to escape.
Yeah.
And pretend that eventually this will just work its way out.
Yeah, not knowing what to do.
I had no clue what to do.
So
I felt inert.
So you started something, and you said, I got to find something. You started looking for programs.
I did.
And have you ever done any hallucinogenics? Any, like, what caused you to, like, go from, I'm a financial planner in Iowa, and I'm gonna come to the jungle and do some ayahuasca?
Yeah, no, I'd never done any plant medicine. I had a friend who had an amazing experience, and he told me that was something that really helped him. And so I started to look into things, and I found Rythmia online and read a lot. And the core trinity that we talk about all week
Right.
Really spoke to me. Is that's what I need. I need to reattach to my soul. I need to find my heart, to heal my heart. And so I called my friend to see if he'd known anybody that came to Rythmia, and he had clients that had been here, and they gave it ecstatic reviews. And I liked the idea that it was a medical facility too.
Right.
That it wasn't. It felt safer to me. It felt. I knew I wouldn't be scared coming because there would be people here if something happened.
Right. Yes.
Mhm.
Super important. So, wow. Okay. So it called to you. You
Mhm.
found it. You had some friends, did some research, and you got here. Tell me about your experience at Rythmia in terms of how you were supported in the amenities, in the classes. What did you find to be the kind of key elements that helped you move through this process?
The amenities are great. I mean, it's a beautiful resort. The staff here is wonderful and so caring. And I mean, everyone from you to the shaman and the healers to, the folks that are just helping us out throughout the day, feeding us amazing food, giving us massages, just everyone is just so nice and open here and so helpful. And you feel instantly very comfortable.
It's a remarkable.
It is a remarkable place.
Remarkable group of people that work here. And were there a couple highlights in the week? Let me ask you this. Were you scared going into the ceremony?
I was. So I didn't really know what to expect. I mean, I knew it would be something very different. And yes, I was definitely anxious. But going into ceremony the first night, everyone was very nervous. But I saw a man from Vancouver, Canada, and he had this smile on his face. It was an unbelievable smile. And I heard him talking that this was, he had been here before and this was a return trip.
Yeah.
And I just thought to myself, I want to feel like he's smiling. And I haven't felt that way in so long, but that's what I want.
So you did the ceremonies, you went to the classes, you showed up to every class, you
Yeah.
showed up to everything. You
I
did the program.
I did the program.
Right? The program is not just the plant medicine ceremonies, but
No.
breath work, classes that help you move through the process, and also the people.
Yoga every morning. Yeah, it is. You're busy when you're here. There is not a lot of downtime. You're not sitting around in your room or by the pool sunning yourself. You're here to work, and just like you all told us at the beginning of the week, you do the work, and you surrender yourself to this process, into this medicine, and miracles happen.
It's true, right? You just got to do the program. You just got to do what's in front of you.
And I'll tell you, I was a little skeptical still because miracles and where I was mentally, it felt a little too easy.
Okay, so tell me about your miracle.
Okay.
What was your miracle?
Well, my miracle was I was able to forgive myself and to eliminate a lot of shame I have and regret and sadness for not being the husband I wanted to be, not being the friend or the son or even the father that I envisioned when I got married 22 years ago. And I really felt like a failure. And I knew I was in for it when I got here because I had no idea where Rythmia was other than I was going to land at LaGuardia Airport, and it was about an hour and a half away from there. And when we pulled onto the main property and the security gate went up, I knew exactly where I was because I stayed at the hotel that's right here years ago with my family. And it's a place where I really feel like I fractured my marriage. And instead of just being in the moment and loving the fact that I'm in a beautiful place and how lucky and fortunate I was to be here with my beautiful wife and my 2 sons, I sat at the pool and pickled myself, just drink after drink after drink. And at the time, I had no idea I was doing anything wrong. At the time, I knew I didn't even realize how depressed I was. I just wanted to feel different. And so I sat there drinking coconut drinks all day for several days. And so it kind of blew my mind when I was like, oh my God, this is where they're bringing me. So full circle to come here and just realize, oh, I picked the right place though. I knew right away that I picked the right place.
The universe has a sense of humor.
It really does.
So moving through the ceremonies, merging with your soul, connecting back with yourself, with your authentic self. Tell me, what's different for you now? What shifted in a week?
I was able to relieve myself of unbelievable burden. Every night that I left ceremony, every morning, I guess, and I walked away and I felt like I was standing a little taller, that it was a little easier to stand up. I didn't feel the burden that I felt on my heart. And the people here, the other people who were here as part of the program with me, these amazing, diverse people that you would never pull a group like this together ever in a million years. I mean, my roommate was a 6'7" military monster who's the nicest guy you ever meet in your life, and I was kind of terrified of him the first time I saw him.
He's a big guy.
Big guy, and very intimidating, and gentlest soul you ever meet in your life.
Yeah.
Every night I think I had a building experience, and that led up to Thursday to the big night, I guess we'll call it, where we start ceremony at 6:30 p.m. and we wrapped probably, I think I was still there at 8:45 the next morning when I finally left. And that's when, and I'll tell you, it was the last 3 hours where I got my miracle. And the healers were, I was going through it. Yeah. It was the toughest night of my life. I was having a really hard time even making sense of the words that the shaman and the healers were telling me, to understand that this was my journey, and the only way I would have gotten here is if I led the life that I had led. And just getting all of the bad energy and feelings, and to be able to say that I love myself again, and to be able to truly feel like my soul is back where it's where it's supposed to be, and my heart is healed, is I didn't know if I was going to be able to say this when I left here this week. I got everything I wanted and more.
So powerful.
It's an amazing place. What you have here is, there's no words to describe it. There really isn't. I don't think most people would believe me when I go home. I really don't. You guys need like a video to send home with us so we can show people, like, this is what I did. Like, this, you need to understand. Like, it's just different.
It's the heart. It's first of all, thank you, man. You know, I knew I was doing this interview today, and I was leading the closing group, and halfway through closing group, I realized I hadn't selected anyone to do the interview. And then Dave got up and shared, and it was just like, this is the story.
I can't believe I said yes to you.
I can't believe you did either. I'm so grateful you did. And that you're so authentic. Thank you. Thank you. But that's the truth, is like, when I saw him at lunch and I was like, are you ready? And he's like, what did you say to me that was so profound? It was just like, I wouldn't have been, but I am now.
Yeah.
Like,
I would have been at the beginning of the week. But.
Yeah. No way I would have done this.
But there's no way I'm not doing it.
Yeah. This like sense of possibility in your life. Things possible again. There's some worry, right?
There's definitely worry.
Like about going home. And yet, even in the face of worry, tell me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely worried about going home and putting myself back into the situation where it feels like forever ago, but that I was so depressed to put myself back into that place. And I don't have a good record of, I've tried to work on myself before, but I never stuck with it.
But in the past, did you ever have this sense of like shift?
No,
Right?
I would go home and I'd be good for a week or 2 or 3 and, feel pretty good because I, spent some time maybe thinking about things, but I still had all of the things that I was able to forgive myself for and heal and rid myself of those burdens this week. I've never been able to do that before. I didn't even realize how much was in there.
Right.
I didn't realize how much was bottled up.
That's the thing. We don't realize it. We just don't even realize it. So here's the good news, man, that you can't go back. You can't go back after seeing this, after releasing that. There's some work that you got to do. There's some work you got to do to maintain it.
Yep.
You can never go back. You can't unsee what you've seen.
No, I'm never going back. And it's the way you guys describe what we need to do when we go home, our aftercare is not just reasonable. It sounds easy. I mean, it doesn't feel overwhelming. And I want to do it. And I can't imagine not doing it because I can't lose how I feel. I mean, when I left ceremony on Friday morning, I saw colors and textures and light and things that I have not paid attention to for years. And everything just seemed better. And I'm smiling as I walk around and I'm laughing. And people are coming up to me and saying, holy cow, like, look at you. And I've just never felt better in my life.
That when you said that today, that you walked out of ceremony and you could see all the stuff, the colors, the beauty, the birds, the trees, the clouds, the sky, and they were all there the whole time. You just couldn't see it.
Couldn't see it at all.
That's what we call a miracle. That's what we call a miracle, man. That is in a week. It's a miraculous place. I don't think that that's the whole point of this Facebook Live, is to just share one person that steps forward from the group, from the field, to represent sort of what happened for just about everybody here this week. And thank you for being willing. I really appreciate it. And I know that as you go home, there'll be those ups and downs, but we live, doesn't mean that life doesn't have its challenges anymore, but from a place of being centered in yourself, you look at those challenges and now it's like, oh, okay, I see that. And I'm okay. It's going to be okay. I got this. We're going to move through this. We're going to face it. We're not going to stuff. We're not going to push it down again.
No, listen, it's weird for me to, even today, as I'm having feelings, walking to closing ceremony where I'm having some anxiety about going home and, can I do this? I just stopped. And for the first time in my life, I said, well, where are those feelings coming from? And I was like, oh, geez, they did it to me.
That's it.
That's it.
Right? We're just bringing our awareness. We're just bringing our awareness. That's integration. Oh, let me I'm feeling this. Because before we were unconscious, didn't feel those feelings, reached out for something outside of us, shopping, sex, alcohol, drugs, scrolling, compulsive behavior, X, Y, or Z, to help us not feel. And you just that's it. Oh, I'm aware of my feelings. And that is how we retrain ourselves. You know, we worked a long time to get to this, into that old vibration of, you learned how to stuff things down. You learned how to navigate the world being a certain way. And now you're going to need to learn how to navigate the world being another way.
Yeah.
But you're already locked into that.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's just awareness. And then before you know it, it will be second nature. All right. Thank you, brother.
Welcome.
Thank you all so much for joining us. If you have any questions, you can call the number on the screen, and we look forward to seeing you here at Rythmia. Peace and richest blessings. Okay.